Okay, as hopefully you can guess by my outfit, I've decided to do the Mortal Instruments tag, Shadowhunter Chronicles tag, however you want to term it, tag. So we will be going up against each other. We will have the Mortal Instruments series, the Infernal Devices, the Dark Artifices series. Sorry, I can't carry all of these. And, despite the fact there's only one book out so far, The Last Hours. Now, I did have a question about this tag as to whether this technically qualifies, because I honestly don't know. The Lost Book of the White, as in the Elder Curses. Do the Elder Curses qualify in this tag, or are they not quite there? Because that influences one of my answers. Okay. So the first question is, and this is the one that influences, what is your favourite main character? Now the options are Clary, Tessa, Emma, or Cordelia. And I'm like, okay, but if Elder's Curses count, can I say Alec and Magnus? Because I love my boys. Right. Oh, okay. Wait. Can we represent the two best boys right here? Alec and Magnus? Or do I have to choose one of the girls? Because if I have to choose one of the girls, my answer is very, very clear to me. My answer will be, if I can get to her, Cordelia Carstairs. Okay? She is my favorite female character. Like, I love Tessa. I love Tessa. And I adore Clary and Emma, but Cordelia, I'm like, she's my girl. So, yeah. Favorite Herondale. I'm going to get a lot of hate for my answer. I'm going to get a lot of hate for my answer to this question. And honestly, why is a favorite Herondale? Why can't it be a favorite Lightwood boy? Though, to be fair, choosing between my boys, very hard. Very, very hard. Where are you? There you are. My answer to that question is Kit Herondale. Kit Herondale is my favorite Herondale. And you're probably being like, what? How is Kit your favorite Herondale when you have Jace and Will and James and Lucy, if you want to count Lucy, or Cicely? Because you did not specify it had to be a male Herondale. You just said Herondale. And to you I say, okay, this is unpopular opinion alert. Unpopular opinion. I'm going to be very frank here. I'm not the biggest fan of the Herondales. They seem to have a running theme in their family line of stupidity. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Jace that much. Like, I like him, but And then, like, Will, I actually really, really love Will. I honestly do. And James, I am adoring. And Lucy, girl after my own heart with the author thing. But Kit, like, I have a soft spot for the underdog and the outcast. And that's what Kit is. And I'm just... And his story just warms my heart so much. Because, like, he finds a family. And, yeah, I do ship him and Ty, but I honestly have no idea if that's going to happen or not. But my answer to favourite Herondale is Kit. Come at me. Favourite love triangle. Okay, I have two answers for this. Two answers for favourite love triangle. Now, I don't have a picture for the other one. So, Clockwork, the Infernal Devices, did a masterpiece with Will, Tessa, and Jem. That was a masterpiece of a love triangle, and I still am in awe of it today. I love that love triangle because it worked out so well. Like, everyone was happy in the end. But then if we want to go with everyone was happy, And if this counts as a love triangle, it might not. Kieran and Christina Rosales and Mark Blackthorne. Because it was a bit of a triangle until they realised, hang on, we can all be happy together. And if you're wondering where this art is from, it's from Oblivion's Dream on Tumblr and Instagram, and I will tag them in the description below, because their art is amazing, but I'm just like, everyone ended up really happy in this one too. But we don't know how long it lasted yet. Like, I have faith that this lasted for a long time, but at least with Will, Tessa, and Jem, we know that that's lasting. Like, they're married. So, both? That's my answer. Okay. Better villain. So the options, I guess, are Sebastian, the Magistrat, and I had no idea who was supposed to save the Dark Artificers. Like, who was the overarching villain in that? Because the one in the first book died halfway through the second. And the villain in the third one was completely different to the one in the first book. So, with that, I just put Lady Midnight, because she was there for a lot of it. And the bad guy for the last hours is Belial and Tatiana. At least so far, if it doesn't change. And that's my answer. I choose Belial and Tatiana from the last hours. Because they're terrifying me right now. Like, with the Magistrat, there was a bit of a distance with him. So, I don't know, he didn't hit me as hard. Like, he had me worried, but he didn't hit me as hard. And then, with Sebastian, by the end of it, I just feel sorry for him. I just feel really, really bad. So, yeah, with him, I'm not that terrified in the end, because I just feel really upset for him. Like, he didn't get a choice. His father took his choice away. He could have been the sweetest boy, but he didn't get the choice. So I don't see him as a villain anymore. I see him as a victim. Please excuse the motorbikes. So I choose Belial because he's a greater demon, and Tatiana because she's absolutely crazy. But I will put a post-it note in this. The Wicked Powers villain is looking like it might be Thule Jace and the freaking Sailor Queen. They may overtake these two because, yeah. Alright. Better Army. Now with this one, you really, at the moment anyway, can only go for the first two books with regards to actual army, because yes, there was a battle in Queen of Air and Darkness, but there wasn't really an army unless, was it the Fey army? But then, even then they were fighting the cohort, and it's just, it got really confusing, so I didn't see an overarching army in that one, I'm sorry. And if you're trying to tell me it was the freaking 7 who ride, or whatever, the 7 huntsmen or 9, how many huntsmen were there? If you're trying to tell me it's them, again, I don't count that as an army. They may be really powerful, but 7 people do not an army make. So I'm going with the original question for this, which is the Dark Army or the Clockwork Army. And my answer is both for different reasons. They both scared me. The Dark Army was because of the tragedy of it all. They were fighting their loved ones, their most beloved family members, and that breaks my heart, that they were forced to fight their family. But in this one, you got the clockwork things, and if you're like me and you've watched Doctor Who, yeah, it freaked me out. Freaks me out. Better first book. Okay, Chain of Gold. I'm sorry, but Chain of Gold is phenomenal. I think it's her best first book yet. Like, Clockwork Angel was amazing. Lady Midnight was incredible. City of Bones was a good starter, like, to get us used to this entire world. It was good. But I think this is her best first book yet. Like, this had me hooked. I couldn't put it down at all. Yeah, this one. Okay, better female sidekick. Now, I just want to say I have a discrepancy with this question, because the options they give are Isabel and Cicely. Excuse me, Cicely was there for the final book. How are you going to ignore my girl Sophie like that? No. I like Cicely, don't get me wrong, and Chain of Gold is merely making me like her more. But Cicely was there, not Cicely, but Sophie was there for all 3 books. She was the female sidekick. Just because Cicely's last name is Herondale did not make her the sidekick. I also don't like the term sidekick, but here we are. And so the options I added on to for the other 2 books were Christina and Lucy. And my answer has got to give it up to the original, the one, the only, the ever vivacious Isabel Lightwood. Isabel, okay? I love Isabel. Her and Simon saved City of Fallen Angels and City of Lost Souls for me, because I had a hard time getting through those 2 books. If you've watched my book talks, you know what I'm talking about. She was incredible. I love Isabel so much. She is amazing. In fact, I'm wearing a Lightwood family ring right now. That's because most of my favourite characters are Lightwoods. Alright. And then the other question is better setting. So settings we have are New York, London, LA, and London again. And we're going for London. Okay? London for me is the best setting. Like, I know it's set in the past, but I love London. I've actually been to London numerous times. Like, honestly, I don't know how many times I've been to London. It's a gorgeous city. And the next time I go, you best believe I'm taking my map with me, and I am finding all those places on the map. But, yeah, London. Look, my mum's from Scotland. I'm half from the UK. I gotta go with my home turf and give it up to London. Yeah. Alright, and for the last 2 questions, I have the same answer. So, question 9 is the better last book. Obviously, for Chain of Gold, I can't say yet because we haven't got the last book. And question 10 is better epilogue. For both of those, I challenge you to find a better one than Clockwork Princess. Clockwork Princess is the best. Okay? I will fight you. Never have I been more satisfied since Deathly Hallows with the conclusion to a book. I might have even been more satisfied than I was with Deathly Hallows. I don't know. But this... or Del Toro Quest. That had a good epilogue. Off track. This final book was the best. And I can only hope that Chain of Thorns, I believe that's the name of the 3rd book, is just as good as this, if not better. Because this was amazing. But I have to say, City of Heavenly Fire, I thought was actually a really good conclusion to that series. But I will say, I do agree, honestly, Queen of Air and Darkness, I really enjoyed it, but it didn't feel too much like a conclusion to me. It felt like an ending, but it didn't feel like a conclusion. So, and that's because we're waiting for the Wicked Powers to come out, but, yeah. So, this one. The other things I'm going to tell you in this video are all related to this franchise. Okay, so, 1, I have pre-ordered 2 special editions for Chain of Iron, and I'm going to be pre-ordering a box with this super special edition. I think it's Illumicrate that's doing it for the Clockwork, for the Infernal Devices series. and I'm gonna unbox it on this channel because I haven't done an unboxing yet, and they look like a lot of fun. So yeah, that's gonna be expensive. My wallet and my savings account are gonna hate me, but I'm gonna order it anyway because I am completely stuck in the world of Shadowhunters, and I don't want to leave. Well, I only leave to go to Westeros. At this point, it's like I'm alternating between Shadowhunters and Westeros. Shadowhunters and Westeros. Yeah. And the other thing I was going to add to you is these pictures that I've been waving about in the video. These are all going to go up there. So hopefully in the next video you see, I'm hoping to put them up tonight. You'll see all of them up there and they will fit beautifully. We'll see. I printed off a lot of pictures. Okay, I printed off a lot of pictures because I love this series so much, and I had to do justice to all of the characters, and I'm mad at myself because I didn't print off a picture of Maya. And I love Maya. Maya is she's queen. But actually, speaking of Maya, okay. Something that actually made me really mad. Do you know these lovely pictures that we got in the City of Bones book? Maya didn't have one. Like, I get we didn't really get to know her until the second book, but she was there for the rest of the ride, and she was important. She was a vital character. Why don't we have one of these? I mean, we've got the tarot cards, yes, and I love them. But come on, guys. We can do this. Here we have the Last Hours crew. And if I just go down steadily, you'll see that I have extra pictures down here. Yeah, I've got 3 for Christopher because he's my baby. Here we have some couples I like, so Tess and Will. I will get a picture for Tess and Jem. I haven't got one yet. Julian and Emma, Ty and Kit, Cordelia and James. And that's Ty and Kit with Livy watching over them. Then over here, that is a scene with Alec, Elaine, and Helen from the Red Scrolls of Magic. Julian and Emma, I just thought those were really cool. And then Keeping Up with the Blackthorns. You know, like it's a sitcom. And then over here, we have all of the guys from the Dark Artificers that came in that set that weren't the Sealy Queen and King, because I don't like them. So yeah, you've got Emma and Julian. I apologize for the angle, but we're just gonna have to live with it. Tiberius, Livy, Mark, Drusilla, Christina, Kieran, Kit, Diana, and the Rosales boys. And then if we go a little bit further this way, we have the crew from the Infernal Devices. So Tessa, Jem, Will, Sophie, Charlotte, Henry, Gabriel, and Jessamine. Yes, I know Cicely and Gideon are missing, but they didn't get pictures like this. So they're just going to be missing for now until they do. Okay. And here's the original multi-instruments crew. So Jace, Clary, Simon, I apologize for the light, Isabel, down here, Alec, Magnus, and yeah, I will find a place for Maya at some point. And again, some of the favorite ships. So Malik, and Sizzy. And then I have the Malik family. And then down here we have another Sizzy one. And then we have Elaine and Helen. Yay! And then I put these up, and they've got all the, just LGBTQ plus characters. So Alec, who's gay, Magnus, who's bi, Raphael, who is asexual, aromantic, Lily, who is pansexual, Elaine, who who is lesbian, Helen, who is bi, Diana, who is trans, Julian, who is demisexual, Kieran and Mark and Christina, who are in a polyamorous relationship, I believe is the term. I could be wrong on that. And again, with Mark, he is bi. And then you have Anna there, who is genderqueer. The Bridgestock girl, who is lesbian. First name is escaping me right now. Then we have Matthew, who is bi, and Alistair, who is gay. And that's all of them. There's a bit more of a general overview of what you can see. See? Don't they look fabulous all up there? Yay! I am very pleased. I think they've turned out really well. Okay. Point out the other baby, which is George Lovelace. Georgie boy, he's there. I've got George. And a question that surprised me that didn't come up is, who's your favourite ship? And I have a very simple answer to that question. My favourite ship has got to be the ever wonderful Magnus and Alec Lightwood Payne. I think that's how they went with their last name. Yes, so these are going up there, and yeah. Now, please excuse my lack of runes, but I can only order them online, and every time I do, I have to pay shipping. And they only come with 8 at a time, and currently this is going to be my costume for SupernovaCon, provided that runs this year. So I'm saving the 8 I did get for SupernovaCon. They're not cheap, okay? And they take forever to get here. It took like 2 months. SupernovaCon, God willing, will be in March. So, yeah, there'd be no runes. But other than that, I think this outfit looks pretty good as a Shadowhunter. I also need a belt. Because I do have a sword, and I do have a quiver full of arrows, but they would attach to the belt. Alright, well, I really, really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully my next video will either be bookshelf tour or an actual book. Depending. And yeah, so if you did enjoy it, like, comment, maybe even subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys!